The following is a special presentation of the Grand Valley Sports Network. Welcome to the GVSU Basketball Weekly Insider, a full hour of Lakers hoops talk with head men's basketball coach Cornell Mann and head women's coach Mike Williams, plus special guests throughout the show. Now, live on location, here's your host, Brian Fongers.
Well, good Monday evening, everybody. We're coming to you live once again inside the GVSU basketball offices for a brand new installment of the GVSU Basketball Weekly Insider. Kind of a surprise show. We thought we were doing a women's basketball game tonight, but due to the circumstances that are beyond our control, the GVSU women's game against Ashland was canceled. That was rescheduled from before the holidays. GVSU women are supposed to go to Ashland before the holidays. It was rescheduled to take place tonight in Allendale, but if you're just tuning in and you didn't know the news, that game for tonight was canceled. So we have an extra installment of the GVSU Basketball Weekly Insider. My name is Brian Fongers, talking all things GVSU men's and women's basketball. And as we always do in the first half hour, talking all things GVSU men's basketball. A couple of big victories at home over the weekend. On Thursday against Wayne State, it was 81-72. And then they followed it up on Saturday against Purdue Northwest, taking care of the Pride with a big second half, 76-54. And to chat about those games as we dip into the performances of the week, presented by Trinity Health, the official sports performance provider of GVSU Athletics, it's head men's coach Cornell Mann. Corn, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
You guys now sit, when all is said and done and the dust is settled, first home weekend of 2026, 11-3 overall, 4-2 in GLIAC play, and, just kind of going through everything that transpired over the weekend. I think the motto from your team was defense. Would you agree with that? The defense was really good over the weekend.
Yeah, I think our defense is really good, and I don't think we disappointed in that area the last two games. But I'm a little biased. I think our defense is supposed to be good all the time. It's not, but it's supposed to be.
Yeah, you look at Thursday's game against Wayne State, 81-72. Leaders offensively in that victory for the Lakers. You had 5 players in double figures scoring, led by David Wilkerson. And you had Trevor Smith and Ethan Aldrink with 15. Wilkerson, by the way, had 17. Mason Docks, 13. Jalen Charity, 10. And I know we talked after the game about your interior defense. We'll discuss how they improved from Thursday to Saturday. But offensively speaking, that was a game, started out slow. Maybe a feeling out process between both teams, but what was the key offensively to kind of get things in motion as the game went along on Thursday?
Well, I just think ball movement, and for us, ball movement for any team, I would imagine ball movement is very important. I thought ball movement was great, and then guys just settling into their area, into their finding their spots, and their teammates finding their spots and helping them finding spots for them, and just having the confidence to go out and play on the offensive side of the ball. Because again, defensively, I think we are always supposed to be good, and offensively, I think we are getting better each game.
I know the assists per game numbers are probably not where you want it to be, but in terms of taking care of the basketball, you guys are one of the best in taking care of the basketball. Turnovers per game, what do you attribute that to?
Well, we have some really good guard play. Both Mason and Trevor do a great job taking care of the ball. I think they do a great job taking care of the team. And just being a leader on the floor, understanding exactly what the coaching staff want and taking it from the sideline to the floor. And at the same time, again, I think we got room to get better, no doubt about that. But at the same time, I think the rest of the guys are settling in and trying to be the best that they can be at their role. And what I mean by that is sometimes as a player, your role is to catch and shoot, not over dribble, understand what we're looking for in any action and or set. And so I think they're just getting a better feel for what we're doing.
Then on Saturday against Purdue Northwest, 76-54. It was 31-25 at the half, and then you outscored them in the second half by 16. Leaders offensively, Ethan Aldrink outstanding once again, 24-7. Shamus Thompson, a double-double, career high in rebounds. He was just named the GLIAC Defensive Player of the Week for his efforts over the weekend. Trevor Smith had 11 points, as did Mason Docks. But I wanted to touch on the interior defense. Not necessarily was a fan of it on Thursday against Wayne State because they posted you guys up a lot in the paint, and they got to the paint, easy looks. What changed from Thursday to Saturday in terms of your interior defense?
Well, I think well, if you think about the Wayne State game, we did do a lot of concentration defensively on Briggs, and I thought we accomplished what we tried to do. In terms of the bigs, it was more not posting up. The post player scored, but not off the post necessarily. But on drives, I mean, obviously, Paul did a great job going away from his strong hand and finding ways to score, and got a couple and ones. But I just think every team is different, so every scheme is different. And our scheme in the first half of the second game, the scheme wasn't great on the post. I mean, the post guys was able to score. We made some adjustments and started taking just about everything away that we could take away. At first, we were just trying to make sure that that Ross didn't kill us down in the post, and he did have a very good start. And then when we made the adjustments, he wasn't able to kill us himself, and he struggled to deliver the ball to someone else who could hurt us, because I think both of those teams are good. And I think Wayne is really good, and I think Wayne got a little more to give. As I seen Purdue Northwest, I think it being the second game didn't help them. At times, it don't help us. In this case, it didn't help them. I thought they wore down. And obviously, when a team wear down and the other team have a little more mojo, you're going to have a little more gusto. And so I felt like we had a little more mojo.
What more can you say about the defensive effort from Shamus Thompson? I mentioned 11 and 15 in the victory on Saturday, GLIAC Defensive Player of the Week. What more can he give on the defensive end? Is there really anything else he can give?
Yeah. Yeah.
That might be a dumb question.
Well,
but
no. It's not, but because you don't necessarily know exactly what the scheme is. Mm-hmm. And so he can give more, but he can give more in terms of what we're trying to accomplish in there. Energy and effort, he'll tell you he can give more. Mm-hmm. I'm saying I'm not sure he can, because one of the things that happened with Shamus got hurt a little bit early. Yeah. He didn't have a long practice season at all, and then he came back and he got knocked a little injury again. So his practice season, and then a little bit into the season, he was out. And for him, the practice season is very important. For anybody else, but for him, it's very important. I just think he's picking up momentum after being able to practice and play games, and so I think he's in his bag, and I think hopefully he'll stay there.
And on the offensive end, I'm sure this is the Ethan Aldrink you wanted to see. He's healthy and he's contributing and he's leading the offense right now. Yeah. Ethan Aldrink is I mean, he's like, think about last year. Mm-hmm. Last year we had him and Big E that get hurt, and Shamus and Cam had to grow up really fast. Well, next thing you know, Ethan is back, and what we thought he would be last year, he's with us now, and he's being that. I'm really proud of him. I'm happy for him, because I think it's important for him to have a great year going out after being injured so many times through his career. But he's one heck of a player. He's one heck of a teammate. He's a very good captain. I mean, it's a lot that'll be missed once he's gone. Talking to head men's coach Cornell Mann. Corn, you guys have won 4 out of 5. Before we take a break here, 4 out of 5, 11-3 overall now. You guys are, I guess you could say, ascending again here up the ladder. You're in 4th place in the GLIAC standings. It's kind of a logjam towards the top. What do you like about your team's performances here as you wrap up this homestand? You got a big week coming up on the road next week.
Well, I mean, I think we are just, as far as I'm concerned, I think the guys can see the areas in which we've improved, and at the same time, I think because of that, because you can see it, you can also kind of see where you can make some strides at. And what I like about our guys is they are very businesslike. No highs, no lows. They come to practice to work. They enjoy their teammates. They enjoy practice, but they come to practice to work. I really like the fact that during practice, when things is happening, a lot of the players are talking to the players now, whereas before, coaches had to talk and tell them, and now I go out to try and talk to a guy. Somebody already got him. One of his teammates already got to him, and that makes it easier for everybody because now you don't have the fat bald head guy, telling you or yelling at you or whatever that is. You have a teammate that's telling you, and early on, I felt like it was a struggle for some of the guys to take it from a teammate. And I think that's washed away. I think now, I think guys are taking constructive criticism the right way, and even looking for it. And so, just the maturity of the team and the direction that we're going in right now is really positive and awesome.
Helps to have an experienced team for sure and great senior leadership like you guys have. Corn, we're going to take a break. We'll continue more of our men's basketball conversation after this timeout as you're tuning in live to the GVSU Basketball Weekly Insider from the GVSU Basketball offices right here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
Network.
Brian Fongers back live inside the GVSU basketball offices, continuing along with the GVSU Basketball Weekly Insider. Second Monday of the calendar year. Thanks to everybody tuning in, whether you're tuning in on the Grand Valley Sports Network or on YouTube. Always forget about our loyal YouTube watchers out there, so thanks for tuning in on YouTube, Facebook, you name it. We are everywhere these days as head men's coach Cornell Mann is back with us. It's time for Grind Time with Big B Coffee. It's time to be. Corn, let's preview what's to come here for your squad. You wrap up your homestand on Thursday with the Crosstown Showdown against Davenport. 7:30 will be the tip-off here from the Fieldhouse Arena in Allendale, 7:15 with the pregame coverage. And then, Corn, we won't have a show next Monday because We got the rivalry matchup against Ferris State up in Big Rapids. Now, those times have changed. It was initially 5:30 and 7:30, but now you guys tip off at 6 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Next Monday against Ferris State. And then the following weekend, you're on the road at Parkside on January 22nd in the Central Time Zone, and then in downtown Chicago, still in the Central Time Zone, to take on Roosevelt. So Davenport this Thursday. Next week, all on the road at Ferris State, at Parkside, at Roosevelt. But Corn, let's focus on the immediacy. Back-to-back rivals. It begins on Thursday with the crosstown showdown against an improved Davenport squad.
Well, Davenport is good. Davenport has a good team. I think they have. They got Walker, who is averaging. I don't know. He was close to 20 a game. He had 38 on somebody a couple weeks ago. He's a really good player playing the off guard. He'll handle the ball some as the one. They got Curtis Jackson playing the one. Curtis Jackson has done a really good job and doing a really good job of advancing the ball. He's the catalyst for everything that's happened. He had 11 assists a game that Walker had 38. And so those two guys, along with Smith, who was playing the power forward or the 5 position, and then Alden Ritt, who was once here as a red shirt. All 4 of those guys are doing really well. They're playing about 8 or 9 guys, and I think they got the ability to score the ball in bunches. I think they play hard. I think for us, me, I always want to concentrate on what we do, but we have to be able to slow Jackson down, and we have to be able to defend Walker, or maybe just have Walker take 100,000 shots. Mm-hmm. And hope that he don't make them all. They got a good team, and I think I think our guys have to mentally be ready to play, and focused on the things that we'll do the next couple of days in terms of preparing for them. But I know we talked about it before. I love our league, and I think we have the best league in the country, which means you also don't have a day off, and so we don't have a game off all season long, and for teams, and obviously I hope we are, but for the teams that get the advance after the season, that's going to really bode well for them going into the NCAA tournament.
7:30 on Thursday is the tip for the men against Davenport, roughly 7:15 with the pregame coverage after the women's game here on the Grand Valley Sports Network. And then we shift to our attention to the following Monday, Martin Luther King Day, against Ferris State up at Wink Arena. 6 o'clock is the tip, roughly 5:45 with the pregame coverage here on the Grand Valley Sports Network. And Corn, like Purdue Northwest, that's a program, new head coach, an interim head coach that Ferris State now has in the fold, so different roster. Coach brings in a new system. When you're scouting from a coaching standpoint, I guess what challenges does that bring to the table in terms of going up against a brand new head coach that has taken over a program from scratch almost?
Well, just the unknown. Just the unknown. You coach long enough, you've seen enough sets, enough actions. One of the things that I think they got a kid, they got a football player that just joined the team. That was a very good high school basketball player. He had 12 in his first game against Michigan Tech. Those are the type, because that's an unknown. Those are the type of things that can kind of throw a wrench in it. But with that being said, we still do know half of their team and half of their team's games. And so we'll be able to decipher that. Fair started out not so good early, but they've been playing really good ball here lately. And so we really got to get into the film and count on the film, because we don't know exactly, we're not used to what exactly those guys will do or have done.
Davenport comes in 9-5, 3-3 in GLIAC play. Ferris State 6-5, 3-1, and then you focus on later on next week. I know you guys are focusing on the immediacy, but in terms of the records, Parkside 8-5, 3-3 in GLIAC play, and then Roosevelt really struggling this year, just 1-12. They're 0-6 in the conference. That's what's on tap here for the men. Coming up, their most recent game, as I mentioned a couple of times already, it's Davenport on Thursday at 7:30, 7:15 with the pregame coverage here from the Fieldhouse Arena in Allendale. We'll take another break. We'll wrap up our men's conversation live inside the GVSU basketball offices right after this here on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Men's coach Cornell Mann for joining us in the first two segments, but he's back once again. Always love chatting with this young man. He is the reigning GLIAC Defensive Player of the Week. He is Shamus Thompson. Shamus, thanks for joining us again tonight.
Of course.
GLIAC Defensive Player of the Week. What does that recognition mean to you?
It feels good. You know, it always feels good to get that reward because I work hard for it, so I feel like I deserve it.
Double-double on Saturday. 11 points, career-high 15 rebounds. Take me into the mind of being a rebounder. We talked before a couple weeks ago. You idolized Dennis Rodman, loved his game. Is there a certain art when it comes to the art of rebounding and being a good rebounder?
I'd say just the main thing is assume everything's a miss. So even if it goes in and you crash for the rebound, you'll be ready for when it comes off. So I'd assume everything's a miss, and if they got that opposing jersey, I'm not trying to let them get it. And I'm trying to help our team out by getting them offensive rebounds so we can get more possessions, which helps us win games.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman, I remember him talking about trying to keep an eye on where that ball is going to redirect off the rim. Do you do that as well?
Yes, sir. How he was coming from the corner, I try to stay opposite because more than likely it's going to bounce off far. If it's from the middle, I try to read where it goes and then go in that direction. And nobody can stop me from doing that.
Well, congratulations on the well-deserved recognition. Just recapping the weekend from your eyes, a couple of nice home victories against Wayne State and Purdue Northwest. What were the keys in those two victories over the weekend in your eyes?
Just playing hard. Because even if we play hard and let's say we mess something up on defense, it'll make up for our mistakes. And nobody can mess with us. We play hard, have high intensity. And like I said before, like this team has a special bond, and that helps us perform when it comes to game time.
Yeah, you guys have won 4 out of your last 5. What has changed since those 2 really tough losses? You know, you had the Saginaw Valley State loss. You had the buzzer-beating loss to Malone. What's flipped the switch for you guys of late here?
I say it's coming down to the little things. We've been working on the little things, and we're locking in on those. And by us doing that, we've been winning our past 4 games. And those other 2 losses, it was one or two plays we mess up on, and then we lose by 1 or 2 points.
Talking to Shamus Thompson here on the GVSU Basketball Weekly Insider. And your offensive game, do you feel like you're getting more confident here? You're getting nice looks at the basket now. Your jump hook's looking real nice, too.
Thank you.
I'm sure you're hitting the gym hard trying to work on your offensive game. And also, too, you're expanding your game, hitting more perimeter shots as well.
I am. I've been working on those in the summer. I've been trying to expand my offensive game. And as you can see, hopefully it's been improving this year.
Yeah, it's just about getting in the gym. I know you try and take every extra minute that you have in your day to hit the gym, practice on your perimeter shooting. I know you've tried to attempt a couple of three-pointers as well. Are you feeling confident more in your shooting stroke? Is there anybody specifically that has been helping you out with your shooting stroke?
My coaches, teammates, they help me by getting in the gym with them, just practicing my shots, and it's starting to show in the games.
And then the UP trip, obviously a big victory against number 5 Michigan Tech. Do you like taking that UP trip? I know it was a little longer this year. The bus ride was almost 11 hours, a slow trek once we got over the bridge there. Do you like taking that UP trip?
Obviously, I like when it comes to game time, but on the process of getting there, I do not like it at all. It's a long ride, a very long ride.
Yeah, no doubt, especially when they get a lot of snow. Do you notice any difference in the terms of how the game is played, the physicality? Does it ramp up an extra notch when you play those UP teams up there?
Not really. If they have that opposing jersey on, we just got to go after them. So we just play our hardest against whoever's on the opposite colors and then blue and white.
Davenport coming up this week on Thursday, the Crosstown Showdown. You got back-to-back rivals, Davenport on Thursday, Ferris State on Monday up in Big Rapids. That's a facility. I know that the team has had a tough go at things over the past few years. When you play a rival, how much does the intensity go up a couple of notches when you play those teams?
It's like our adrenaline it really boosts when we play against our rivals. And those show. And our energy, effort, and our focus is really we're really locked in on those main few things.
Is there a specific rival that you hate more than the other, or do you treat them all equally?
I treat them all equally.
Okay.
If they're not GV, then I don't like them.
Right.
That's how I look at it as.
Shamus, before I let you go again, appreciate your time and coming in on such short notice here. I mentioned 4 out of 5. You guys are 11-3. You're ascending again here. I know I've asked you this before, but what has changed or what needs to change, I guess, more that you're working on? Deficiencies on a team side of things that needs to improve here to keep the winning going?
Just what we've been. There's not really much we can change. We just got to stay efficient in what we do. Mm-hmm. And if we're not doing something in game, talk about it. And the next time out, we huddle up, fix that situation, and go on to the next play.
One additional thing, your family is at pretty much every game. They travel. They're at every home game. Very passionate family. How much does that mean to you to have your family there every game?
That means a lot. Having my family come to my games, knowing how much work I put in and how much they've done for me, and they're still supporting me. Obviously they can't make the far ones, but they make the ones they can. So that helps me a lot, and it feels good having them there.
Shamus, we appreciate it on short notice here. Best of luck the rest of the way. Let's go get them on Thursday.
Of course, thank you.
That's Shamus Thompson, the reigning GLIAC Defensive Player of the Week, joining us here on the GVSU Basketball Weekly Insider. Again, the men are at home on Thursday. Just one game this week, 7:30 against Davenport. You can listen to all the festivities beginning roughly 7:15 after the women's game here on the Grand Valley Sports Network. That's going to wrap up our men's conversation. When we come back, we're talking all things GVSU women's basketball. Boy, that was a fun game on Thursday against Wayne State, and they followed it up, taking care of business against Purdue Northwest. The Laker women still undefeated on the season. Head women's coach Mike Williams will take the hot seat and talk about those games from the weekend after this timeout as you're tuning in live to the Grand Valley Sports Network. inside the GVSU basketball offices. 1/2 hour down, 1 to go. It's always the fastest hour on radio. My thanks to head men's coach Cornell Mann and Shamus Thompson for joining us in the first half hour. And now we're talking all things number one, GVSU women. Boy, what a weekend it was at home. A white knuckler against Wayne State on Thursday, followed it up with a nice, convincing double-digit victory against Purdue Northwest. And to talk about those games, it's head women's coach Mike Williams joining us. Coach, thanks for joining us. And like I said, quite the weekend, kind of opposite ends of the spectrum with that tight game against Wayne State. And then, a little bit of a rough start offensively against Purdue Northwest, but you guys pulled away slowly but surely as the game went along. Let's start off with that Wayne State game. That was a fun one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good game. Not fun for you guys to watch it. Not always fun for us guys sitting on the bench. But, Wayne's a really good team. And obviously we speak about our conference and the strength of our conference and the teams at the top that are ranked in the top 20 in the country. And Wayne is one of those teams, and they're very good offensively. They've got good team speed. They shoot the ball really well. They shot the ball well against us, too. I think that backboard helped them about 4 or 5 times on some shots. But, you leave them open, they can make shots. They really pushed the ball on us and did a good job against our press. Kind of took advantage of us, not being in great position sometimes. And, I thought our players responded well. I think we got down by 10 in that third quarter, and they didn't panic. They never do, and that's one of their strengths. Showed a lot of confidence and resolve in that end of that third quarter into the fourth quarter, and just kind of hung in there. And again, I think Wayne made some tough plays, but they made plays, and then we just kept responding, and then at the end you saw Lexi running double team that their inbound play that Coach Parker had kind of dialed up and said, watch, they run this elbow action, and she just went and stiffed it out and doubled it, and then the game was over. So great job by our players and by our leaders to finish that one out.
Yeah, the final score on Thursday, 81-80. Offensively speaking, it was Lexi Plitzowite, who is going to be our special guest here in the next segment, led the offense, 20 points, 6 rebounds, couple of assists, a block shot, and a steal. Paige Vanstey had 18 points, 8 rebounds, the eventual game-winning bucket. And Nicole Kameen, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Oh, yeah, she had 4 steals as well in the victory. Coach Mike, take me through that final play offensively, because I believe it was Paige after the game that said, hey, the initial action wasn't there, and she sniffed out, I guess the defender was caught napping a little bit. What did you see from the bench there?
Well, again, it's our players just making reads and making plays, and the initial entry pass wasn't there. Lexi went to Molly in the corner. Paige saw it and like, oh man, it made a hard cut to the basket. Molly found her and got that little layup. But again, it was our players making plays. And you can drop what you want to drop. Sometimes they take it away from them. You got to improvise, which they did. And again, just make eyes up. Just being assertive on the offensive end, attacking the basket, and we got a great look at it and put it in.
Defensively speaking, I know you really focus hard on the defense, as we've talked numerous times throughout the years. Any concerns that you saw from being major breakdowns defensively in that game on Thursday?
Well, we talk about it all the time, and if we're not at the top of our game, defensively, teams will get stuff on us, and we, a lot of it, things that we hadn't really been working on. Thought we spent a lot of time on trying to keep them and contain one-on-one. I thought we did a good job with that. Didn't spend enough time on our moving to the basketball, or sealing some gaps, our recovery to shooters. Some of the things in our press, we weren't real sharp in that first half, but and then those games happen. They do, and it's just. When you're winning and you're playing really well, and you just kind of have those letdowns. You do as a coach, you get complacent a little bit, and we didn't probably prepare them in certain areas that we need to be prepared in. So now, obviously, they exposed those. And we still got the victory and finished really well on the offensive end. And so now it's back to work to try to work on some of those things that they exposed on us on Thursday.
Then on Saturday, 89-61 against the Purdue Northwest team, still trying to find their way with a second-year head coach. Like I said, to kick things off in the segment, Coach Mike, the shots weren't dropping, but in that first quarter, it was close, but you were making your free throws. That's what kind of kept you guys at a little bit of an advantage. Then the offense started to get rolling as the game went along. You look at offensive leaders from that game. Paige Van Stee, double-double, 25 points, 11 rebounds. She was recognized as the GLIAC Offensive Player of the Week for her contributions. Then Lexi Plitzowite again, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists to boot. And Ava Scanlon, a dozen points, couple of rebounds on 4 of 7 shooting. Your takeaways from that victory on Saturday?
Well, I thought Purdue Northwest came in and they were really on point offensively. They did a really good job. They're a little quicker than I thought they were going to be, and that gives us some problems. I thought they did a good job in their ball screen action. I thought they attacked our press really well and got some baskets on us that we hope that we can clean those things up. But offensively, I thought we did good things. We just missed a ton of shots around that rim. Didn't hit our arc shots, but I think we had something like 25, 26 or something offensive rebounds, so we were really active on that offensive glass. Thought we pushed the ball in transition a little bit early, then we kind of didn't get out and go after that. But again, I think you win by 25, 30 points. You're at home. I thought we played really well in that second half. In one stretch in there where we kind of dropped the ball a little bit, but with our group that came off the bench, but then they got in the last 3.5 minutes of the game and finished really well. So I think they learned from their learned and got in there and figured some things out. But again, our conference is good. It's going to be a battle every time we step on the floor, and these things are good for us if we're going to learn from them and continue to move forward.
Yeah, no doubt. You guys are 14-0, 6-0 in the GLIAC. You're alone in first place. You got 3 teams nipping at your heels with 1 loss in Wayne State, Northern Michigan, and Ferris State. As I mentioned, Coach Mike, our special guest coming up here in just a couple of moments is Lexi Plitzowite. Tell me about her. We all know about her mom. She won a national championship here as the head coach. We've talked about that numerous times. But Lexi, as a person, what has she meant?
Well, again, 5 years of being here with someone that's going to hang in for 5 years and just what they mean for your program. And this group, they redshirted back when they came in, and now they're a fifth-year redshirt group. And Lexi is... When you talk about a player, you spell out toughness, and there's just such a toughness to that player when she's on the floor in every aspect. Not just I'm going to be, but just getting on the glass, getting on the floor, getting in someone's space defensively. Making the big play, and you talk about a player with savvy that just understands basketball, and down the stretch, she's probably the player that's going to be in that game because she just knows, and she doesn't make mistakes. And when she does, you're like. Kind of like, wow, what happened there? Because she doesn't make many, but just is always in control and can play that with that type of tenacity and effort and still be in control is pretty impressive. And I think, like their group, they've been really good leaders this year. She's been a really good leader on the floor, talking to teammates. I see her talking to players off the floor, just setting the tone for this team. And it just You don't appreciate these players as much when they're here, but when they leave, you're like, wow, that's it. It's going to leave a big void. But just a tremendous 5 years that she's been here, and a major part of what we're doing here as a program.
Real quick, you talked about her toughness and tenacity. Do you see a lot of her mom in her?
Well, I watched her mom play because I was in the UP back then, and it's very similar, very, very similar players. And the funny thing is, Lexi doesn't always score points, but she can. You've seen that the last 2 games, with Kenzie out, there's been a void offensively, and she can make shots. She just does what it takes to win the game. What do you need from me? I need you to shoot the ball. Shoots the ball. Need you to pass. Need you to defend. Need to guard this player, and I think that's why she's been part of this program and been so successful.
Well, Coach Mike, we'll take a break, let you catch your breath, and when we come back, our special guest, Lexi Plitzowite, will join us here for a conversation as you're tuning in live to the GVSU Basketball Weekly Insider from the GVSU Basketball offices, live here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
I keep forgetting.
At Trinity.
provider of GVSU athletics. Brian Fongers back live inside the GVSU basketball offices as we continue along with our women's conversation. Our special guest joins us. She is a redshirt senior out of Vermilion, South Dakota. Lexi Plitzowite joins us. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Well, like Nicole Kameen, when I chatted with her early in the season, you got engaged over the summer as well. Congratulations. Tell me about it. What happened?
Thank you. He took me to, he surprised me, and I actually thought I was taking engagement photos for another teammate who came in with us, graduated early, Macy Bisball. So I said, I'll take your engagement photos. When I got there, he was set up. He proposed. It was pretty awesome.
Was it just the two of you, or did you have family and friends there?
So at the spot, Macy and Ben were there, and he's a football player here at Grand Valley, and he had one of his football friends who is minoring in photography behind a bush, so somebody definitely helped him with that, because I don't think men think of those details,
right.
Very impressive. And afterwards, he read a verse from the Bible that means a lot to us, said he wants to build our life together, proposed. It was amazing. I mean, I blacked out the rest besides that, and took some pictures, and we were alone in that moment, but my family flew out, and we celebrated with them after. So
that's a really cool
incredible
moment.
Yeah.
Congratulations again, and you are getting married in late May.
Yes.
And where are you getting married?
Hilton Head, South Carolina.
That'll be an excellent. I've heard nothing but good things about that location, so I'm sure you're very excited.
Very excited, yeah.
So, outside of the game of basketball, you are student teaching right now, and you're graduating, you're getting married. Boy, you are trying to balance a lot of things right now, aren't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of love in my life. I love my students, so much joy. Wedding planning brings its own joys and stresses, and I'm just trying to take it day by day, because I just feel very blessed. What a blessing it is to be a part of this team for another year and everything that comes with that. What a blessing it is to establish a life, to get a college education, and to grow and learn in teaching. And you put all those things together, and it's kind of a lot. So I try just take it day by day, almost minute by minute.
Well, you've got an unbelievable attitude as you're balancing all these things out. Specifically with your major, what's your major? And obviously you want to become a teacher, so how is this student teaching going to carry over to beginning next year with your teaching degree?
Yes, I'm in elementary education, so I'm student teaching in a 5th grade class right now at Walker Charter Academy, and it's my first couple weeks. The kids are lovely. It's been a great experience. So I guess that translates to teaching because I'm getting experience in doing so.
Yep, no doubt. We're talking to Lexi Plitzowite here on the GVSU Basketball Weekly Insider, coming off a national championship last year. What a wonderful run that was. Do you have a favorite moment that sticks out outside of the final seconds before the confetti fell in Pittsburgh?
Can't take my favorite moment away from me like that. I would say just back at the hotel celebrating with my teammates afterwards.
It's such a long grind, too, this season. You begin probably practicing in September, right? Maybe even before that, workouts over the summer. Just how rewarding is it to just see the confetti fall, beating so many tough teams along the way? Just, is it an exhale? Is it like your engagement, you black out? What emotions go through your head?
Yeah, it was just a lot of joy, maybe even a blackout moment. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was definitely something special. And to do it with my friends, my best friends. And it wasn't just the grind of that one year. It felt like the grind of the 4 years coming together in one special moment.
And to have your mom there, too, is always special as well.
That was special.
Now, focusing on this year's team, great start. Undefeated, number 1 in the country. You guys all know that, but Coach Mike always talks about the GLIAC being tougher this year. What makes this year's team different than last year's in a good way?
Yeah, I think we just play a little bit of a different style, and we're definitely, I don't know, because last year's team was so special and this year's team's so special, so I don't want to take shots at either team, but there are definitely some differences in just the style, the speed of which we're playing, the teams that we're playing. Last year we had lot of leadership where they graduated, but they had been there, and we kind of looked to them a lot because they had, been very experienced, and we were getting experience in the same process. And now there's a transition, and I feel like we're very old and we're very young. Mm-hmm. So a lot of teaching moments and, finding the balance between our youth, which is look at us in the future. It's going to be great to carry the torch, but also stepping into a new role that some people left.
And your offense has picked up of late. What has changed in terms of your offensive game? Is it just confidence, getting opportunities? What's the recipe for success for you lately?
I would say my teammates just pouring confidence into me, finding me in the right spots. And I do agree with Coach. I just want to do whatever it takes for the team to win. And when Kenzie's out for right now, hopefully back soon, it was just one of those things where more opportunity presented themselves and just trusting my teammates and capitalizing on them as well.
Lexi, before I let you go, appreciate your time tonight. How have you changed as both a player and as a leader in your 5th year with the program?
Yeah, I don't even recognize who I was 5 years ago. Don't remember life before Grand Valley, but I definitely have grown in just relationship and connection with people, and that's really the fuel for leadership, building those connections with one another, and I have just grown up, I guess.
It's a fun part of life right now, what you're going through, the engagement, graduating, student teaching, and also playing the game that you love in basketball. Lexi, best of luck. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's always been a pleasure to chat with you over the years.
Thank you.
That's Lexi Plitzowite joining us here on the GVSU Basketball Weekly Insider. We'll take one more break. When we come back, Coach Mike rejoins us. We've got a busy slate coming up here because we won't have a show next Monday. 1 game at home this week, 3 on the road next week. We'll talk about those games after this as you're tuning in live to the Grand Valley Sports Network.
GVSU Basketball Weekly Insider on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
The GVSU Basketball Weekly Insider is presented in part by GVSU Tickets, where you secure your seat to all the upcoming games. Back one final time inside the GVSU basketball offices. Brian Fongers here. Head women's coach Mike Williams retakes the seat next to me, and we're going to preview what's to come. Busy slate. Only 1 game this week, but we're on the road for 3 next week. Davenport on Thursday, Crosstown Showdown, 5:30. On the women's side, with the opening tip, 5:15 will be the pregame coverage here on the Grand Valley Sports Network. And like I said on the men's side of things, on Monday, next Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we're up in Big Rapids against Ferris State. The times have been moved up. The men were at 6. The women will be at 4 o'clock with the opening tip against the Bulldogs. That more than likely will be a nationally ranked showdown. 3:45 will be the pregame coverage next Monday from Wink Arena on the Grand Valley Sports Network. And then the following weekend, we're in the Central Time Zone. Kenosha against Wisconsin Parkside on the 22nd at 6:30. 6:15 the pregame coverage. And then a week from Saturday at Roosevelt in downtown Chicago to take on the Lakers. 2 o'clock tip, 1:45 with the pregame coverage. But in the immediacy, Coach Mike, Davenport, just still a program that's looking to find their footing, but you can't take any opponent lightly. You get 2 rivals back-to-back here. Davenport at home against Thursday, Ferris State on the road Monday. Schedule doesn't get any easier.
No, like we said, we're kind of in the middle of the gauntlet here. Had the UP trip, then you come home, you got Wayne and Northwest, and then you got this Davenport game, then 3 more on the road, and then you get back home for a while. But, Davenport, again, a talented group. They've got some good transfers that came in this year, a few Division I transfers. Battled a little bit with some injuries. It's kind of kept them probably off balance a little bit. But, they gave battled Wayne to the wire the other night. A couple big wins before that. And obviously, it's a little bit of a rivalry we've got going here. It's in football, men's basketball, not women's basketball. There's just a rivalry. When you play with someone and you recruit the same type of players, we know their players, they know our players. We respect their coaches, we know their coaches well. So it's always you never know. You never know. And like I said before, the GLIAC is, in my opinion, the best conference in the country.
Yeah, Davenport 4-10, 2-4 in the GLIAC. Ferris State 10-3. They are actually playing tonight. They're up in the UP against Northern Michigan. That's an intriguing matchup. I'm sure you're keeping a close eye on that one. They're 3-1 in the GLIAC. Then Parkside 7-7, 2-4 in the GLIAC, and then Roosevelt 3-10. They're 2-4 in the conference. As you I know you're not overlooking Davenport, but looking forward to next week. Ferris State, Parkside, those are 2 tough venues that you guys have had real nail-biters in. And then Roosevelt, downtown Chicago, you got a glimpse of what that small venue is last year when you played Roosevelt on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. What are you looking forward to out of that 3-game road swing next week?
Well, I think it's going to be good for us. Obviously, go on the road and play 3 games. It just tests you. You might be in the road in the GLIAC tournament. If you're fortunate enough to make the NCAA tournament, you're going to be, maybe on the road. So, all these road games, I think, are great tests. Sometimes it's good to get away and not be so comfortable, and this will give us a great test. I think, like you said, you're going to see 2 top teams in the country playing up in Big Rapids. That'll be a great crowd, and Parkside, obviously, what they're made of. I think we got beat there last year,
yep.
And so we know that they're a very, very talented team and very well coached. So, and then Roosevelt, we still got their place. So, I think it's something that you got to go in these games, you prepare for them, you go to battle, and then you learn from them.
And one side note on the team side of things over the weekend, that victory, Coach Mike, against Purdue Northwest, program record 27th consecutive victory for this program. An incredible number. You guys have been on an incredible run. We talked about it after COVID hit. This wonderful run you guys have been on with all the GLIAC championships, culminated with a national championship last year. What does this winning streak mean to you?
Well, it means you're recruiting good players. You're recruiting players that want to buy into being successful, and they take not a lot for granted. And I think that it shows that we invest in, team basketball, doing the little things, doing the unseen things that keep you consistent. You can be that team that can win 3 or 4 and then drop 1 and win. And I think this group and this program, I think, is trying to set their sights on consistency and just being prepared for every match you go into. And so I think they've done that.
Coach Mike, before I let you go, we've talked about the immense expectations. Just this team, they don't bat an eye. They don't cave. Like the Wayne State game, one of a couple of rare occasions this year where you guys have been tested throughout the duration of a basketball game. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I think by playing here for 5 years, you're in those situations a lot. These guys have been playing since they've been freshmen, for 4 years. So they know what it's like. They know what those venues are like. They know what these situations are like. So I think when you've been battle tested like that, you get used to them. You're in them. And these guys were part of that group that dropped the home one to Ferris in the regional final one year, and they remember those things and they learn from them. Those aren't bad situations. They didn't fail. It's just you lost and you learn from it and you move on, and hopefully it helps you as you move forward. And I think it has helped this group, these leaders.
Coach Mike, as always, we appreciate it. Best of luck the next couple of weeks here.
All right, man. Thank you. It's going to be a fun one.
Absolutely. That's head women's coach Mike Williams joining us again on Thursday. Crosstown Showdown. Women at 5:30, men at 7:30 from the Fieldhouse Arena. All the fun begins at 5:15 on the Grand Valley Sports Network. That's going to wrap things up here on a Monday night. For everybody involved, I'm Brian Fongers saying thanks for tuning in. You've been tuning in live on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Anchor up, and as always, go Lakers. We'll talk to you on Thursday night.
Thanks for listening to the